Welcome to the Periwinkle Kitchen. Today we are canning pinto beans, but we are not going to do boring, plain, bland pinto beans. A lot of recipes I've seen on the internet say just add salt. They do not live in Texas. We live way too close to Louisiana with all the yummy, good Cajun food, and Mexico with all the good Mexican food. So we are going to Tex-Mex this pinto bean recipe up, give it some flavor, a little kick, and I hope you enjoy it. Be a blessing. Okay, just prepping some things to go into the pinto beans, and red beans, and black beans, whatever you're gonna make. So I've got some chopped up ham left over from New Year's Day, perfect, and some fresh garlic cloves. Also have a little bit of jalapeno because, like I said, we're gonna spice it up, make it yummy and not bland, and some green onion. We'll add these to the jars here in just a minute. Okay, the beans have soaked overnight. I'm going to load them into the jars. I've got 8 jars here. I think my can will hold 9. I'm not sure because, haven't done it very many times, but I'm going to load these up. And I'm going to leave about 1.5 inches of headspace. This little funnel tool, it's very handy. It's supposed to create less mess, but you see I'm still spilling it. Okay, so the cans are loaded with the beans. I'm going to go ahead and add some seasoning. Sorry there's a lot of noise in the background. I'm cooking a loaf of chocolate sourdough bread. So I'm going to just add some chopped green onion to each jar. Then I'm going to add some ham and garlic. I've got ham and garlic in the same bowl. I showed this to you earlier. I'm just going to put a few chunks, a few pieces of garlic, a few chunks of ham. Who knows? Maybe it'll be yummy, maybe it won't. But I got to thinking, I had canned some pinto beans last summer, and all it called for was like putting salt in there. And I'm like, if I'm cooking a pot of beans on the counter or in a crock pot, I'm going to use a quarter teaspoon of mineral salt. If I'm doing it on the stove or in the crock pot, there's no way I'm just putting salt. I mean, that's just boring. So I looked into it some more, and yeah, you can put ham or bacon, and you can put other seasonings, put some salt. I'm gonna just put a couple of shakes of, this is a smoked paprika, might as well. And so I'm trying to make it more the way I would if I had slow cooked it on the stove or in a crock pot. A little dash of pepper. I'll do this one. It's okay. And then, because I said we were going to give it a little kick, a little chop of jalapenos. Now, jalapenos, you never know how spicy they are unless you taste them or smell them or get them close to your tongue. Sometimes is all you need to do. So I gave these a good sniff, and they smell hot. So I'm just gonna put 1 little slice, 2 in that one because it was small. And that is all of the yummy stuff. So I'm just gonna add water, and I'm gonna fill to 1/2 inch of headspace on each one. And then we will go put them in the canner. Now make sure that you are using new lids. Because you need the seal to, function properly, and so you've got to use a new seal every time. You can reuse the jars and reuse the rings, but don't reuse the lids. Also, when I was getting these cans ready, I washed them, I sterilized them, and then when I was getting them ready to fill, I noticed one had a chip on the rim, and so I just went ahead and threw that one away. It's not going to be any good for sealing if it's got a chip in it. So I went ahead and tossed that one. Now we've got these filled up. Now the pinto beans, overnight when they were soaking, they soaked up a lot of water. I had to add some water to my bowl. And so I just want to make sure that I have these all covered because I still think there's room for them to absorb some water. So I want to make sure there's plenty of water. Now I'm just going to take a clean rag and dip it in some vinegar and just wipe the rim. Now the water I put in was hot. I want to keep it hot so that when I put it into the pressure cooker, you know, it's not like a cold thing going into a hot pot. You know, I don't want to risk cracking the jars. So I wipe the rims. That was off. I'm gonna put on the rims, fresh rims. I did wash them. They're ready to go. We want to keep it safe and sterilized and clean so that, you know, we don't get sick. And just finger tighten all of the lids on. They are a little warm, so be careful. And I'm gonna go put these in the pressure cooker. We have to use a pressure cooker for beans. Something about the acidity, still learning, like I said. Be right back. Okay, I'm going to load my canner. Some people say that you don't need to cover the lid because it could siphon. I don't know, I think maybe I should take some of this water out. You will notice I am outside because the pressure canner makes me nervous. So I'm gonna get something to scoop a little bit of water out. I'll be right back. Okay, so I poured some of the water off. There's some sitting on there, but it's not covering it. Then I'm gonna add the lid and I'm going to wait for the steam to come out of the as I struggle with the lid. Okay, I won't make you watch me struggle with the lid. Be right back. Okay, I got the lid on. Just so you know, it tells you right here how to line it up. It's fine. Okay, so I'm going to wait until steam comes out of the steam valve, and I'm going to let it steam for about 10 minutes, and then I'll come back and put the 10-pound weight on. The pressure canner makes me nervous, so I have it sitting outside on the burner. I'm going to set a timer for about 10 minutes. I'm going to come back out and make sure that the steam is coming out of the steam hole valve, the steam valve. Okay, y'all, this is what I'm talking about. Some good steam. The button pops up. So now what I'm going to do is carefully add the 10-pound weight. This part makes me nervous. I should probably use something else, but I don't know what I'm doing. Not very good. Oh, come on. Okay, so then it's going to start to rock. And it'll get kind of crazy, and then I'll turn it down so that it just rocks for, you know, just a little rock to it for an hour and a half. Hey, we're almost there.